Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to present a very important topic in academics and research, plagiarism. In today's digital world, information is easily available on internet. While this helps students and researchers learn quickly, it also increases the risk of copying others' work without proper acknowledgement. Through this presentation, we will understand what plagiarism means, different types of plagiarism, causes and consequences, ways to avoid plagiarism, and importance of academic honesty. Plagiarism means using other person's work, ideas, words, images, or creative content without giving proper credit to the original creator and presenting it as your own work. So, in simple words, we can say that plagiarism is basically copying someone else's effort and making it appear as if we created it ourselves. This is considered a serious form of academic dishonesty because education and research are based on originality, honesty, and ethical practices. When someone plagiarizes, they are not only copying information but also violating intellectual and ethical standards. Plagiarism does not only happen in assignment, it can happen in project, research papers, presentations, articles, social media content, images, and videos. Many people think that plagiarism only means copying entire paragraphs, but even copying a sentence, an idea, an image, or someone else's creative work without acknowledgement can also be considered plagiarism. Plagiarism may happen in two ways: intentionally, when a person knowingly copies someone else's work; unintentionally, when a person forgets to cite sources properly or does not understand citation rules. However, when intentional or accidental plagiarism is still treated seriously in academic institutions. For example, suppose a student has to submit an assignment on climate change. Instead of writing independently, the student copies two paragraphs directly from a website and pastes them into the assignment without mentioning the source. Even if the information is available online, presenting it without citation is plagiarism. Another example, sometimes students share assignments with friends to help them. If another student copies the same content and submits it, both students may face academic consequences. This is because from classmate also it can be considered as plagiarism. Imagine someone uploads artwork or photograph on Instagram. If another person downloads it and posts it again without credit, then also it can be called as plagiarism because the original creator's work is being used without permission or acknowledgement. Today, plagiarism has become more common because information is easily available on the internet. With just one click, people can access articles, videos, and research papers. But easy access does not mean we have the right to copy others' work without giving credit. This is why understanding plagiarism is extremely important for students, researchers, and professionals. There are many reasons why students plagiarize, and in many cases, students may not even fully realize that what they are doing is wrong. So, there are many reasons. Few among them are that they have time pressure to finish their assignment, they have lack of awareness, they have easy internet access, they have poor research skill. Now, talking about lack of awareness, many students are not properly taught how to cite sources, how to paraphrase information, or write academically. As a result, they may copy content from website thinking it is acceptable as long as the information is publicly available. Another important reason is time pressure. Students often have multiple assignments, exams, presentation, and project deadline at the same time. Because of a stress and lack of time, some students choose the shortcut of copying content instead of doing original work. Suppose a student has to submit an assignment the next morning but has not started work on it. Instead of researching and writing independently, the student copies material directly from the Wikipedia or another website to finish quickly. This may save time temporarily, but it becomes plagiarism. Another reason is poor research and writing skill. Some students struggle with understanding academic language, organizing ideas, or expressing concepts in their own words. Because they lack confidence, they rely heavily on the copied material. For example, suppose there is a student reading a difficult research article, may feel I cannot explain this better and therefore copies the author's exact words. The internet also plays a major role. Today, information is available instantly. With just a simple Google search, student can access essays, articles, PDFs, presentations, and AI generated content. This easy availability sometimes creates a copy-paste culture. However, students must understand that easy access to information does not mean permission to copy it. Talking about different types of plagiarism, there are many: direct plagiarism, self-plagiarism, mosaic plagiarism, accidental plagiarism. Now, direct plagiarism is copying someone's work word for word. For example, copying an article, paragraph exactly without quotation mark or without any citation. Self-plagiarism is reusing your own work which you have published previously without permission or without citation. For example, submitting the same assignment for two subjects. Then mosaic plagiarism, mixing copied phrases with original writing. Accidental plagiarism is forgetting to cite sources unintentionally. Now, talking about direct plagiarism, it is the most obvious and serious form of plagiarism. It happens when a person copies someone else's work exactly word for word without quotation mark, citation, or acknowledgement. In this type of plagiarism, there is no attempt to rewrite or rephrase. The copied material is presented completely as original work. Suppose there is a student who has downloaded a research paper from the internet and he or she copies entire paragraph into their assignment without mentioning the source. Even if only a few lines are copied exactly, it is still direct plagiarism. Another example could be that during presentation, a student may copy definitions or explanations directly from websites and paste them into PPT slides without giving credit to the original author. This also is plagiarism. Direct plagiarism is considered very serious because it clearly shows intentional copying. Educational institutions often use plagiarism detector softwares like Turnitin, Grammarly, or Copyscape to identify copied content. If caught, students may face low grades, assignment rejection, disciplinary action, or suspension in serious cases. Self-plagiarism happens when a person reuses their own previously submitted work without proper permission or acknowledgement. Many students become confused about this concept because they think it is my own work, so I can reuse it. However, academic institutions usually expect fresh and original work for every assignment. Suppose there's a student preparing a seminar report in the first semester and later submits the same report for another subject in second semester. Even though the student originally wrote it, submitting the same work again without informing the teacher will be considered as self-plagiarism. Another example in the research publication could be that sometimes researchers submit the same article to multiple journals with only minor changes. This is considered unethical because it misleads institutions and publishers. Self-plagiarism is problematic because it reduces originality. It prevents genuine learning and creates unfair academic advantage. Education is not just about completing assignments, it is about developing new understanding and skills. This is why they must create fresh content whenever possible. Mosaic and accidental plagiarism. Uh, Mosaic plagiarism happens when someone copies phrases, sentence structure, or ideas from a source and slightly change few words to make it appear original. This is also called patch writing. Suppose there is an original sentence which says that technology has transformed modern education significantly. Student writes, modern education has been greatly transformed by technology. Even though some words are changed, the structure and idea are still copied closely from the original source. This is considered mosaic plagiarism if the source is not acknowledged. Many students think that replacing a few words with synonyms is enough, but proper paraphrasing means understanding the idea, rewriting completely in your own style, and citing the source. Accidental plagiarism occurs when someone unintentionally forgets to cite source, add quotation marks, or follow citation rules properly. This usually happens because of lack of awareness, confusion about the citation styles, or poor note taking habits. A student may collect information from multiple websites while preparing a project and later forget that which idea came from which source. As a result, the student submits the project without proper references. Even though the mistake was unintentional, it is still considered plagiarism. Therefore, student must learn proper citation method, referencing styles, and paraphrasing techniques to avoid accidental plagiarism. Plagiarism can seriously affect academic and professional life. There are many academic consequences like low grades, assignment rejection, suspension. There are many professional consequences also like loss of credibility, job issues. Many famous writers and researchers, they have lost reputation after plagiarism accusations. In today's digital age, plagiarism has become more common because information is available everywhere on the internet. With just few clicks, students can access articles, research paper, blogs, videos, presentation, and even ready-made assignments. While technology has made learning easier, it has also increased the temptation to copy content without proper acknowledgement. We have a copy-paste culture, so this could be one of the major issue today. Many students simply they search the topic on Google, copy information directly, and then submit it as assignment. This habit reduces the creativity and independent thinking. Suppose a student receives an assignment on climate change. Instead of understanding the topic and writing independently, the student copies entire paragraph from website. The assignment may look impressive, but the student has actually not learned anything. AI generated content concerns. Today many students use AI tool and content generators to complete assignment very quickly. So AI tools can help with brainstorming, grammar correction, and idea generation. However, depending entirely on AI generation content without understanding creates ethical concern. For example, a student may generate full essay using AI and submit it without editing or understanding the content. If the student cannot explain the assignment later, it shows lack of genuine learning. Technology should support education, not replace original thinking and effort. We all have easy internet accessibility. Internet provides unlimited access to information, which is both beneficial and risky. Student can show access Student nowadays they have access global knowledge, they can have it instantly, but easy access sometimes creates the misunderstanding that online information is free to copy. Just because information is available online does not mean it belongs to everyone. Authors, researchers, photographers, and creators, they invest a lot of time and effort into their work. Therefore, proper citation must be given to them. The digital world has made plagiarism easier, but it has also made detection easier through plagiarism checking software. Therefore, students must learn responsible and ethical use of digital resources. There are many ways to avoid plagiarism. You can cite sources, so always mention where information comes from, use quotation mark for exact words, paraphrase properly, rewrite ideas in your own ideas. So instead of copying, education is key to success, you can write, learning plays an important role in achieving success in life. So try to rephrase it properly. There are different academic fields which uses different citation style. Some of them are APA style, which is common in social sciences, MLA style, which is used in literature and humanities, Chicago style, which is used in history and publishing. Proper citation must be given to credit to the original authors. Today, educational institutions use plagiarism detection tools to maintain academic honesty and originality. These tools compare submitted content with websites, books, journals, online databases, and previously submitted assignment. So they help teachers identify copied material quickly and accurately. One of it is Turnitin. It is one of the most widely used plagiarism detection tools in colleges and universities. It checks assignment by comparing them with millions of online sources and academic papers. After analysis, it generates a similarity report showing the percentage of copied content, matching sources, and highlighted sections. Suppose a student copies paragraph from Wikipedia or another assignment, Turnitin can identify the matching text and display the original source. Many institutions use Turnitin before accepting dissertation, research paper, and assignment. Grammarly is known by most people as a grammar checking tool, but it also includes plagiarism detection features. It helps users identify copied text, improve sentence structure, and rewrite content more effectively. For example, a student may unknowingly write a sentence too similar to an online source. Grammarly can highlight this and suggest revision. Then we have Copyscape. It is commonly used by bloggers, website writers, and online publishers. It helps check whether online content has been copied from other websites. A content writer publishing articles online may use Copyscape to ensure originality before uploading. So these tools are not meant to punish students. Their main purpose is to encourage originality, improve writing habits, and promote ethical academic practices. However, students should not depend on any software. The best way to avoid plagiarism is understanding the topic, writing independently, paraphrasing correctly, and giving proper citation. When students create original work, plagiarism detection tools become less of a concern. Academic honesty is one of the most important values in education and research. It means being truthful, responsible, and ethical while completing academic work such as assignment, project, presentation, examination, and research paper. Academic honesty is important because education is not only about getting marks, it is about gaining knowledge, developing skills, and learning to think independently. Build trust. When students submit original work, teachers and institutions trust their ability and efforts. Honest academic work creates credibility and respect. Suppose two students submit assignment. One student writes original content after proper research. Another student copies from the internet. The first student gains the teacher's trust because the work reflects genuine effort and understanding. Trust is very important in academic and professional life. It encourages creativity. When students avoid copying and think independently, creativity develops naturally. Original writing allows a student to express personal ideas, analyze topics critically, and improve problem-solving skills. Imagine a presentation where every student copies the same internet content. All presentation will sound identical and boring. But when a student create their own example and explanations, presentations becomes more meaningful and interesting. It promotes original thinking. Academic honesty encourages a student to think deeply instead of depending entirely on existing material. Learning happens best when students research, understand concepts, and explain ideas in their own words. A student preparing a project independently may initially struggle, but through the process they develop writing skill, analytical ability, and confidence. These skills are valuable not only in academics but also in future careers. Academic honesty also reflects personal integrity and character. In future workplaces, employers value people who are honest, responsible, and trustworthy. Therefore, practicing academic honesty today helps students become ethical professionals tomorrow. Now, let us look at a simple real life case study to understand how plagiarism can create problems. Suppose there are two students who are given an assignment on digital communication. One student completes the assignment sincerely after researching from books and website. The other student asks friends, "Please send me your assignment, I just want to see the format." However, instead of using it only for reference, the student copies large portion of the assignment and submits almost the same content. When the teacher uploads both assignments to plagiarism detection software like Turnitin, the system identifies a high percentage of similarity between the two submissions. As a result, both students are questioned, both assignments might get rejected, and disciplinary action may be taken. This case study teaches an important lesson. Even sharing assignments carelessly can create academic problems. Many students think everyone copies sometimes, it is just for marks, teachers won't notice. But today, technology can easily detect copied content. Another real life example could be that there have been cases where famous authors, researchers, and even politicians, they have lost their reputation because they copied someone else's work without acknowledgement. Some research papers were even withdrawn after plagiarism was discovered. This shows that plagiarism is not a small issue. It can seriously affect reputation, credibility, and career opportunities. Therefore, students should use assignment for learning, write in their own words, and always acknowledge sources properly. Academic success should be based on genuine effort and not copied work. To conclude, plagiarism is a serious academic issue. While information is easily available online, we must use it responsibly. Academic honesty reflects integrity, originality, and respect for others' work. As students and future professionals, we should always practice ethical writing and proper citation. Thank you everyone for listening patiently. If you have any question, you can always write it in the comment box and I will try to answer. Thank you.